Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. So today's video is going to be about one of those topics that kind of pops up from time to time. Most of the time it's on the back burner, but every now and then I hear someone talking about Wavy MRD. And as far as I know, there are no videos out there kind of going into this and explaining kind of what it is and whether it actually exists. So that's what today's video is going to be about. Now pretty much for as long as the term wavy print has been around, there have been people like saying that they have wavy print MRD cards as well as LOB. And the reason I think that started is just because when you look at a lot of first edition MRD cards, original print unlimited, they do have a kind of vertical texture which is somewhat similar to wavy. Now if I actually bring out a proper wavy print card from LOB in comparison, it should be pretty obvious that the texture on the MRD card is a lot softer and it's just not really the same. It's not the same pattern of vertical ripples that the wavy print card has. And so these kinds of cards, which people have often called wavy in the past, these are not wavy. And there's nothing really very interesting to say there. But the reason I'm making this video is because there are some more specific prints of unlimited MRD actually, which have a texture that's much more similar to wavy print. And this is what in more recent times people describe as wavy MRD. So I'm going to be talking about those cards in this video and kind of discussing whether I think they are actual wavy print cards, if that's how we should refer to them, and going into why they exist and stuff like that. So the cards that we're going to be looking at are specifically the unlimited secret rares for Metal Raiders. So this doesn't apply to any other rarity. No ultra rares, no super rares have the same printing style. It's just unlimited secret rares for Metal Raiders. No first editions either. So Thousand Dragon and Gate Guardian. The Thousand Dragon I think is a bit easier to find than the Gate Guardian for whatever reason, but they both exist. So if you look at this Thousand Dragon Unlimited, the first thing you probably notice, which I think is very common for this print, is it has a huge amount of foil bleed. Pretty much just the same amount of foil all over the card as there is where it's meant to be. But now if I put this in the light, you should be able to see that this actually has the same texture as that wavy trap hole, for example, that I just showed you. So if we put them side by side, you can see pretty much exactly the same. Those vertical ripples running up and down the card, just as if it was a wavy print card. And if we flip over to the back as well, this is a little bit harder to show, especially because the Thousand Dragon I have is not that great condition. But the cardstock on the back is very, very similar, if not the same. So that's pretty much like what the cards are that we're talking about. Now the big question is whether these should count as wavy print cards. And I know a lot of collectors who say that they should because the texture looks the same on the front, but I would say that it's actually a lot more complicated than that. First of all, like wavy print is more than just the texture. So I can actually take out this, this is a Cyberdark Horn from Cyberdark Impact, which obviously is not a wavy print card because it's not even remotely close to when wavy was printed in 2002. But if I look at the texture on this, you can see this has some pretty decent vertical rippling, and the way the foil pops from a lot of angles is really similar to a wavy print card. I mean, if you were classifying wavy just by the way the foil pops, like, that's got to be wavy, right? But it's not. Now, these Metal Raiders cards, I don't think are in that class because they do actually share the same cardstock, at least on the back, that wavy print LOB and Stardeck Kyber, Stardeck Yugi have. One big thing, though, to note is that although the cardstock on the back is the same, the cardstock on the front is actually different. So both like the ink that's used to print the card is different. You can see that wavy print cards have that darker text and other little features like that. But also the actual quality of the surface, just the way it reacts to different things. The front stock of these so-called wavy MRD cards is definitely the same as like a first edition Metal Raiders card, which is different from a wavy print LOB card. So that's the main difference. Now the reason they have the wavy texture is actually all to do with that backstock that I was mentioning earlier. So the next card I'm going to bring out is a 1.5 print trap hole. Now if you don't understand these terms like wavy and 1.5 print, by the way, I would recommend going and checking out some of my older videos about wavy cards and glossy cards and everything like that. They should explain everything that you need to know for that. So 1.5 print cards have the exact same printing style as wavy. Obviously this wavy trap hole is faded, so that's a bit different. But in terms of the text, the ink, everything like that, it's the same between these two prints. And the cardstock on the front is the same, even though the texture is not the same. And the reason the texture is not the same is because the cardstock on the back is different. So I don't know the exact details, but for whatever reason, what determines the texture of a card on the front is not actually the material that's used for the front of the card, but instead it's the way that that material is bound to the cardstock part of the card. This is a sticker stock on the front that's made of foil, and then it's attached to cardboard. So the way that that is kind of glued together and the material that is used on the back is actually what ultimately dictates what the appearance is of the front. So if I compare these two trap holes from the back, you should hopefully be able to see that while the wavy print card has that kind of very flat, waxy surface on the back, the 1.5 print has this rougher texture with like vertical lines on the back. And that is the same backstock that you expect of a Metal Raiders card. So that's why I call 1.5 print the way I do, because it's kind of halfway between Wavy and then MRD. But this Thousand Dragon, this so-called Wavy Thousand Dragon, is actually the exact opposite of a 1.5 print card. So 1.5 print is Wavy on the front, but MRD on the back. And this Thousand Dragon is Wavy on the back, but MRD print on the front. So that's kind of what gives it the appearance that it has. I'll just quickly show you as well. Here's a random faded MRD Harpy Lady Sisters Unlimited, just to demonstrate how that backstock of MRD is different to Wavy. If I put that 1.5 print trap hole next to the MRD Harpy Lady Sisters, you can hopefully see that the texture on these is exactly the same. It's the exact same back cardstock, even though they come from different sets. So yeah, that's a little bit complicated. Hopefully you guys could understand what I was talking about there. But the conclusion is that these cards do have the same texture as Wavy, but they're not actually Wavy print in the fullest sense because the cardstock on the front is different. And the next question I'm going to come on to now, that we've sort of discussed what these cards are, is more why they exist. Because it's kind of strange that you have Wavy print LOB, you have 1.5 print, then you have first edition MRD, which doesn't have any of these cards that look Wavy, and then you have Unlimited MRD, which actually has just these secret rares, which bring back that texture. And the reason for that, I don't know exactly, but it is definitely to do with the fact that they are secret rares. So if we go back to 1.5 print, 1.5 print is available for all super rares in this set and all ultra rares in this set. However, for one reason or another, they never printed any 1.5 print secret rares. So if you open a 1.5 print booster pack and you get a secret rare, you'll actually still get a Wavy print Trihorn Dragon or Guy the Dragon Champion, depending on what secret rare you get. So they kept up the Wavy secrets into those packs, even though for the other rarities of holographic cards, they had moved to a different cardstock. So because of that, it means that between Wavy and MRD, there was no bridge like there was for the other rarities. For super rares and ultra rares, you have those three different prints, Wavy, Wavy 1.5, and then MRD. For secret rares, it just goes straight from Wavy to MRD with nothing in the middle. So I think it's very likely that it's because of that that you get these kind of hybrid secret rares for MRD, where the backstock is actually still the same as it was for LOB. Because that's also what you have essentially for 1.5 print, is they were still using that Wavy stock for the secret rares, even though they had moved on with the other rarities. Now, I don't have any explanations which are more in-depth than that in terms of why this was the case, but that kind of gives you an idea of how these cards came to exist, and why it is exactly how it is. In terms of why they're unlimited, I really don't have an answer for that. It's possible that they printed these before they printed the first editions. It's not likely, to be honest, because that's not really how things work. So I think they probably printed them after the first editions, and it could just be that this was leftover cardstock, which they had not used for the first editions. There's a number of different possibilities there, and it's kind of just speculation. But yeah, to wrap up this video, we've kind of gone through everything that I was planning to go through now. There are such things as Metal Raiders cards with the same texture as Wavy print LOB cards. However, I would not say that they are wavy. That's not the term I would use to describe them. Because of these things that we talked about, they're not actually Wavy print cards in the fullest sense. They only have the texture. And if you were going to say that that's what defines a wavy print card, then you would have to say that all sorts of other things from later print runs which happen to have a similar texture would also count as wavy. So yeah, I don't know what to exactly describe these as. Obviously they do have that wavy texture and people do like collecting them because of that. But personally I would shy away from using the term wavy print specifically, just because it has those connotations of being the same print as LOB and SDK. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. Hope that clears up any questions that people may have over whether Wavy MRD is a thing and like how it works and everything like that. And with that being said, that's everything for this video. So this is Schlost signing out, and I hope you guys all have a great day.